right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Wadash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity, and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women who believe and fear in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. I'm the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson. And this lesson was inspired by something that came out at camp today in regards to Trump and Elon Musk. There was a nationwide protest against President Donald Trump, as well as Elon Musk. All right. And me and the brother brought this out at the camp, and so I went and checked it out. And there's mass protests across the country, uprisings. Now, a lot of these events are planned. I didn't even hear nothing about the hands off until Apostle Tahar had mentioned it at camp, the live stream preaching yesterday, where he had mentioned, the nationwide, they were protesting this guy in all 50 states, April 5th, which was yesterday. Okay. So it says places with hands off rally or visibility even planned for April 5th. It says a nationwide anti-President Trump movement on Saturday. And this is a stark contrast to 4 months ago when this guy got in office. He won by overwhelmingly majority vote to be president. And all of these Edomites and Jakes that were simple-minded were following this guy. And it was countrywide congratulations. And these Edomites and all the rest of these people that voted for this guy were in upheaval and with positivity and rejoicing. And only 4 months later, now the whole country is against this guy. So it says why it matters. The Trump administration's wide-reaching and ground-shaking policies have mobilized a varied cross-section of Americans affected by political, economic, social, and legal changes. This is not just corruption, the Hands Off website said. This is not just mismanagement. This is a hostile takeover, right? Where they turning America into a technocracy ruled by the technocrat elites, okay? And they got this guy, Elon Musk, as the poster boy, the so-called richest man in America, which he's not. He's not the richest man in America at all, not by a long shot, But that's another lesson for another day. It says this is not just corruption. It says the Hands Off website said this is not just mismanagement. This is a hostile takeover. More than 1,100 rallies, visibility events, and meetings were scheduled in all 50 states as of Wednesday afternoon. Again, this is a stark contrast to when Trump won. He won by an over majority. The majority of these states' electoral votes went to this man. And now these people are having second thoughts, right? They're having frustrations, all throughout America, all throughout the United States. These different protests just popped up in every major city. This is crazy, right? So it says by the numbers, more than 1,100 rallies, visibility, and meetings were scheduled in all 50 states as of Wednesday afternoon. Organizers said they had more than 500,000 RSVPs as of Friday night. White House Guardian tours scheduled for Saturday were postponed to Sunday in anticipation of the D.C. protests, First Lady Melania Trump said on Thursday. Right, and they're going to come after these people, man. State of play. The protesters are rallying against several Trump administration policies, including his handling of Social Security benefits, layoffs across the federal workforce, attacks on consumer protections, anti-immigrant policies, and attacks on transgender people. And these are the things that the people wanted. When he was running for office, you wanted this, but you didn't realize that what was going to be handed over to you was that you were going to be handed unto a cruel Lord, which that's Trump, right? He's that cruel Lord. Right? Isaiah 19:4, it says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts. So the Most High put Trump in office, right? Because America is the modern day Egyptians, right? Real quick, verse 2 says, I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians. And you see that, Democrat against Republican, poor against wealthy, right? These people, they're getting upset. And they thought that Trump was going to make what? America great again. But in only 4 months, he's made it extremely unstable. I had another video. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I saw a video where people were speaking about, you know, how it's affecting them, you know, and really a lot of these people don't really know what's going on or understand what's going on. But the point of the matter is that these are uprisings, whether they're being set up, which a lot of them are, or whether they're being homegrown or grassroots fed, it don't matter, right? When's the last time during the whole Biden administration you didn't see all 50 states come to protest against the president? And he was doing a terrible job. But this dude, Donald Trump, he fed y'all the lie. So again, verse 2, Isaiah 19:2 says what? I will set the Egyptian against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, right? This spirit of making this place great, the spirit of ancient Egypt that is poured all into the society, as well as other ancient rulerships, right? This shit is starting to fail, right? The American dream is the American nightmare. And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols. They're going to go to all their idols. They're going to go to their witches and warlocks, charmer. It says, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, to the wizards. And hey, that nigga Trump he's a wizard, right? He's a high level warlock. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord. Right? Verse 4 in the NLT says, in Egypt, and it says, and I will hand Egypt over to a hard, cruel master. And America is starting to find out that, hey, this dude Trump, he's a hard, cruel master. Right? And a fierce king will rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashan of hosts. And you witnessing that, right? You witnessing that with this whole hands-off movement, right? The guy said in this one, hey, take your hands off our Social Security, you know, because they taking them benefits away from you. A lot of these benefits that the people are used to, they're getting cut short. They're making it harder to receive. You got Elon Musk over there playing the auditor. You know what I'm saying? He's playing the auditor, cutting jobs, slashing prices, slashing salaries, all kinds of shit. Right? Because basically it's taking up, according to them, it's taking up too much space on their budget sheet. So they're trying to cut all the things that they deem as unnecessary. You got people saying defend the what does it says? Defend, deny, must depose. Now they want to get this guy out of there. Right?
Hands up! Hands up! Yes! Yes!
Right? All these people with this is sedition. Right? That's what's happening. But y'all duly voted this cruel master in, which the super elite knew what they was doing when they put him in office, and now you're complaining about him, right? So that's Egyptian against Egyptian. It says the latest White House. Oh, I read that. State of play. Protesters are rallying against several Trump administration policies, including handling of Social Security benefits, layoff across the federal workforce, attacks on consumer protection, and anti-immigrant policies, attacks on transgender people. The protests are also against Elon Musk's involvement in the federal government via Doge, after he's already faced a wave of demonstrations at Tesla dealerships worldwide via the Tesla takedown movement. The hands-off demonstration will occur at state capitals, federal buildings, congressional offices, city centers. Dozens of advocacy organizations are partnering to support Saturday's action, including the Center for LGBT Economic Advancement, Research Declaration for American Democracy, Human Rights Campaign, Indivisible, and Planned Parenthood. Right? Hands off my benefits, VA, Social Security, Medicare. Because this guy, he's cutting all of this shit. Right? And these people are upset. They're angry. And it's gonna turn from a peaceful protest to all-out anarchy in this country. Right? This is the end. This guy is the last ruler of America. He got to be. Right? He pulling all the stops out. Remember when he came in the first time he came into office, you didn't see this kind of shit going on, right? You didn't see nationwide protests, uproars of the people because of this shit was going on, right? I might have had it on the YouTube. Let me see if I was trying to watch the I wanted to play a video from one of the protests. Just bear with me. I'm looking on my phone right now to see if I might have it in my history. Yeah, I got it in my history right here. Let me play this real quick. Go to YouTube. Right here. These people are losing their shit. Right? These people are angry. Thousands of protesters crowded onto Washington National Mall. It says, make lying wrong again. Make integrity a virtue again, which America was never about virtue and honesty. This place is what? Full of lies and robbery, and the prey the part of not. And you see, when it affects the so-called white man, now that's a problem, now that's an issue. But when it affects you Jakes, they set that bullshit BLM movement up for you, all the rest of these bullshit ass civil rights organizations up for you. Nobody gave a damn. But now, see, in this, they showing you who really matters. These Egyptians, these modern day Egyptians, these Edomites, right? They're angry. It says to march against Donald Trump, and his billionaire ally, Elon Musk. Hands off the health. People are upset. Veterans. Since they launched rapid fire efforts to overhaul government and expand presidential authority. It says impeach Trump. Felon. What is this? Felon, fascist, and something else. You see, it says be like Corey, whoever that is.
I mean, the things that he's doing is not trying to make America better. He's ruining our infrastructure.
Look, it says morons governing America.
For every department in our government, he's ruining, and he's right now destroying our economy. He's taken away all of our allies. We're a pariah in the world.
But you know why you're a pariah in the world? It's prophecy. It's prophecy that America would be a pariah in the world, because this is Edom's land, right? You Edomites, you stole this from the Israelites, and now you have it in your hands, but you didn't realize that all of that was prophecy, and that this is why you're going down, right? It says, Obadiah 1:3, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? So that pride is deceiving you. Okay? You thought it was all good, right? But when it affects you Edomites, now that's a problem, right? But this is all good, because this is setting America up for the great fall. It was something else in Obadiah I wanted to get. It says, verse 6, how are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, your allies, have deceived thee. They took that bread, they took your money, they took your philosophies onto themselves, and they're going to prevail against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Right? Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroys the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding of out of the mount of Esau, right? Because the way this country is being run, you would think that these people, well, they said it. They said morons are running the government. It ain't just the presidency. It's these long-term senators and congressmen and women, right? That are doing what? That are ruling you with a rod of iron, right? And they care about themselves. They don't care about you. You're not really their constituents. Their constituents are these lobbyists, these major companies that, back them, these APAC organizations that back them, and they show you that they don't care about you. But you always just 4 months ago, these Edomites was in, you couldn't tell them nothing. They was on cloud 9, right? This dude didn't even wait till the first year is over to do this to you. No, they turning the fire up on you already, and it's going to get worse.
Allies, we're a pariah in the world.
It says, save our democracy. Democracy doesn't exist in this country any longer. More than 1,000 hands-off demonstrations were planned in all 50 states, including New York. Save social workers.
And research has demonstrated that for hands off.
Toto, I don't think we're in the U.S. anymore. Yeah, because you Edomites are being affected. When this shit was just affecting Jake, it was all good. Hands off Social Security, veteran benefits. And I'm a veteran, and guess what? It says eat the rich. People like eat the rich. These people are about to lose their shit real quick. This is the book of, oh man, it's going down, bruh. Hell yeah, yo. At 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Let's look at that in the NLT. I'm in the GNT, right? The book of 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 16. It says, there will be great, listen to this, there will be great political turmoil. That's what's happening right now. Come on, man. With one group trying to overpower another. The Democrats trying to overpower the Republicans because they allow this shit to happen. Right? And gain control. They want to gain controls. That's why what's her face? Kamala Harris said she was speaking at some engagement, and she said, I told you so. She said, I didn't want to tell you that, I didn't want to say that, but they all but what she not telling you is that they're all on the same page. She wouldn't have did no better of a job. It would have been just as bad, if not worse, if she was in office. Hands off for free speech, right? People are losing their shit right now. Eat the rich, hands off Social Security. All this shit is being affected, right? And you being ruled over by a cruel Lord because he don't understand your plight. So verse 16 in the GNT of 2nd Esdras 15, it says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government, right? Because you got Elon Musk in there, and he wasn't voted in. He was invited into that political party. I mean, he was invited into the White House team, and he was elevated over to the point where this guy got control over shit that a person that's non-elected should never have control over, man. They created a whole organization called the Department of Government Efficiency called Doge, which that shit comes from Dogecoin, which Elon Musk got a habit of recycling these words and these titles that he put on other things. He had the Dogecoin that was showing you, that was a precursor to showing you that, hey, this dude's going to bring in that shit because of the digital currency. And then now he got a government agency called Doge, right? And people saying that that's not legitimate. So and then remember, they were already fighting about Trump's election and what 2020. I mean, it's not Biden's election and Trump's loss in 2020, right? They were saying that it wasn't legitimate, but now you see what's happening. It says, let's keep on reading. It says, man, matter of fact, let me start at 12 in the GNT. Oh, shucks. I'll start at 11. I will use all my strength and power to bring them out of the land. Yeah, Yahweh Bashion Shah is going to do that to bring us out of this land of the north. I will bring disaster upon the Egyptians. The Lord is about to bring disaster amongst you modern day Egyptians, you Edomites here in America. As I did earlier, and I will destroy their country. The Lord's going to destroy this country with nuclear fire. It says, the whole land will be mourning. It will be shaken to its foundations when the Lord strike it and pound it. That's what's going to happen when Yahweh Shah destroys this place. The farmers will mourn because their seed will fail to sprout, and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms. The world and the other people in it are doomed, right? They call us the prophets of doom because we're prophesying this. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. What is that war? The Third World War. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. That's what's happening right now, right? There will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring a legitimate government. There will no longer be free access to the city. These places are going to be locked down. All these Trump rallies that happen right now, this shit's going to stop. It's going to be real wild out here, man. It's going to get real tribal real fast. People want to get high real fast, and this is going to do it. Yeah. Anyway, it says there will be, it's going to be crazy because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Because you will have these different nations trying to get power. You see America's falling and getting weak. They're trying to step up next, and that's what this whole world war going to be fomented behind that. Okay, let me play this some more.
Our research. Hands off. Our science.
Stop being insanity. Yeah, so you see what's happening countrywide, man.
Hundreds of thousands of Americans have joined nationwide protests against President Donald Trump.
Get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. Trump, Vance, and Musk, JD Vance, yeah. Which I got another video coming about hijinks too. I looked that up. So, and that dude Vance is gonna be in it.
Trump's
stop. It says Corey sent me, whoever Corey is. It says we will not go back. It says humanity has no borders.
Tariffs and the radical shakeup joined nationwide protests against President Donald Trump's trade tariffs and the radical shakeup of U.S. politics driven by his administration. Hands-off rallies have been held in all 50 states. There's growing public anger at Trump's policies as well as Elon Musk's cost-cutting campaign.
It was the largest single day of protest since President Donald Trump returned to office in January. Under the banner Hands Off, opponents of Trump's policies rallied, from critics of his economic policies to those concerned about civil rights, to climate activists in towns and cities in all 50 states, from New York's Fifth Avenue.
I feel horrible. We immigrants are getting deported. The president's so worried about 0.1% of the population, transgender people, but he doesn't care about the economy, he doesn't talk about lowering prices, inflation.
To Charlotte, North Carolina.
I'm here today as a person with a disability to stand up for all the 70 million people in America who receive disability, who receive Medicaid or Medicare. They are important. Their voice is important.
In Houston, Texas, people came out in defiance of a tornado warning.
This is who you will be. And they're making this guy Elon Musk, the great evil guy, but the super elite put this nigga up there. Is this what you wanted? Is this who you are? Will you be silent? Yeah, this dude's a Nazi. Yeah, man. So America is losing right now, bro. What the fuck? It's crazy because it seems like nothing's going on. It's so much happening at one time, bro. Brock Shah, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. And he answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, when you're seeing that right now, this same precept, verse 3, and at GNT says there will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. That's what you have going on right now. When you see these things happening, you will know that They are what the Heavenly Father, the Most High, has spoken about since the beginning of creation. The beginning and the end of everything that happens in the world are clear. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. Some people will escape destruction and be saved by their good works or by their faith. All of them, that's the elect. There's some people that's going to be saved is the elect of Israel, right? By what? By their good works and by their faith. And Yahweh B'Shem Shai will survive the dangers I have described and will enjoy salvation provided in the land that I have set apart from eternity as my own, which is the land of Israel. Then those who have ignored my ways and held them in contempt will be surprised when they find themselves in continued torment. All them people that thought they had it, they had it in with the Most High. Oh, I'm good. I know the Lord. I know, calling them God and Jesus and all this other crap, right? They're going to be confounded because they're going to be in torments in here, right? And these people are upset. This is just the beginning. It's going to get worse.
I'm here today to say hands off of our democracy, hands off of our rights, hands off of our futures. I was a little afraid today that the weather might scare people from coming out, but I was so delighted to see that everyone braved the rainy weather and came out to fight for our democracy.
In the capital.
We are all mourning Mother Earth, our Mother Earth. Yeah, right.
It's all Washington, D.C.
Hey, these are witches and warlocks, right? Look, these are witches and warlocks. That's exactly what's happening, and you don't understand it. You people think that this they're in solidarity. These are fucking witches and warlocks right here, bro.
Demonstrators congregated on the National Mall.
We object to the everything that Donald Trump is doing, basically in terms of his power grab and all the damage he's doing to the economy.
Just 4 months ago, it was love Donald Trump. Everybody loved this dude. They would dance to the YMCA. They said it was fun to stay there. Right? The YMCA is a fucking community center. Right? It used to be a hotbed for homosexuality. Right? And y'all were dancing to this shit. And now you're upset. This is all prophecy, bro. It's going to get worse.
And to democracy.
In a nation as divided as the United States, the hands-off organizers managed to bring together a wide range of those unhappy with the government, from civil rights organizations to army veterans to LGBTQ groups to climate activists. They all had one message for the man in the Oval Office.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
For more, let's speak now to
Yeah,
William
so
Blueclaw.
it's going down, man. And keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. Right? This is happening, right? And it's gonna ramp up because the Lord is bringing this thing to a close, man. And so that would say shalom and on to the next.